Yeah, I got you, yeah.
No, good morning, James.
Right here.
Okay, we will, okay, we will call the meeting to order. I guess Spencer's not going to do it, so we'll call the meeting to order. This is the, special board meeting that we are going to go through financial reports and whatever, so I'll go start with number 2 there, annual financial report. Dave, go ahead.
There's not much to say on it. I went through it the other day and did about 3/4 of it manually, which took me a long time, and then I realized you can just import the numbers. So all I did was import the numbers from the software. There's an exact report that you can bring up an exact report. It's literally called District Financial End of Year Report, and I just input the numbers and transfer the numbers, and then I do the same with the ESSA report that's on there. Just download the report and import it in, and it did it for me. And I got no errors on the first try, so that's that, and it's good to go as long as it's approved by you, and then all I have to do is sign it and submit it.
Okay, so let's do it the way we should do it, Barbara. Let's have a motion to accept this report second, and then we can ask questions and go from there.
I move to accept his report.
Okay, is it second?
I'll second.
Okay, probably moving second that we accept his annual financial report. We'll now open it up to discussion and questions.
First thing I wanna say is I wanna say kudos to Louisa, cause everything came over good, cause usually sometimes the other ones, he had talked to a couple other ones, and they said they usually have errors, so kudos to her. So,
Was this sent to Lisa?
No.
I guess I would really feel better about having this sent to Louisa. I didn't have time to go over it because we got it late last night, which I'm not sure I'd be able to determine if there was any issues or not, but since it's her work, I don't know.
A couple things there, that's a thing too, I'm not questioning that. At the same time, he used the rugby business manager and the business manager to make sure he's doing things right. So I think he has to be commended for that. Sometimes,
You'll lose part of your state revenue too if you don't get it in. It was supposed to be in the 10th, and then it's like they're running the annual payments on the 26th. So there was a message sent out by Adam Tesher of like the 6 school districts that don't have this yet, and we're one of them. So we need to get it in.
and I do think this is about, when I look at the beginning and ending balance, it was about what she had figured, I think, what she had talked about in June, I know anyway, or whatever, what her night visited or whatever, so like I said, I'm kudos to her. Cause hers is always, she's always really good.
do you have anything to any comments?
No, I just trust his work. I'm sure he looked it over and.
My comments though have nothing to do with Zane, it's just that it's her work and he's never done it before. I'm not doubting his.
Yeah, the only thing I'd say then is, I just transferred the numbers. It's not like I went through and I did all this math. And, I literally downloaded the report and I did put it in. I checked to see if the ending balances were right. The ending balances is what she had from last year. It's about, whatever it is in the deficit, and that's what you guys had planned on or talked over and expected. So and I have no errors, so I don't know what you can only, expect that it is correct. I don't know what we would fix, but like I said, all I did was input the numbers, so, I didn't even really do too much.
But you double check it to make sure.
Yeah, sure, yeah, we double checked the ending balances.
You also double check with.
And they made sure, and I made sure the ending balances matched up. There's no errors, so I don't know what else, it's 80% software, so as long as we don't, we have the software, for no reason if it's all messed up, so.
Yeah. And so then,
you know, I came over and we got that connection to rugby, and you know, Don like was able to help us through what numbers needed to be changed after the software imported and be checked. Like, you have to check these numbers when the software imports to make sure they're right. He ran the validation with the state. The state validated the report as correct. All you have to do then is click submit, and all we need to do to click submit is have approval from you.
Any other discussion? Any other discussion? Any other discussion? Seeing no discussion, I'm going to call for a vote of all those in favor of accepting his annual financial report, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Okay, it'll go on record as a 4-1.
3-1.
3.
3-1, yeah, that's a number. Use 3-1 approval of the record. Okay, let's go to the employment compensation report.
Yeah, this one would be the more simpler, because we didn't print it off or anything. There's some, you know, employee information on there that's pretty confidential, but just went through and inputted their salaries, total compensation, and that's pretty much it. That's all it is. It's just how much they made last year and how much they had in benefits, which you can do the math and get from different reports, and just inputted their numbers from last year. And that one I submitted yesterday to be in for some funding, so that one is in. Again, no, there were no errors, so submitted that yesterday afternoon, and so it's done.
Okay, I accept the motion to accept his, employment compensation report.
I'll move to accept this report.
I'll second it.
Okay, we'll probably move on to that, to accept his employment compensation report. Any discussion?
So
Discussion?
we're accepting a report without seeing anything?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering there.
We never normally, board doesn't usually have to.
That's what I'm wondering.
This is the first time ever, so I don't know if we.
And that's what I'm wondering, if you needed a motion.
I don't think so, because.
Okay, let's scratch the motion. Okay, let's scratch the motion. Because that's just something he does, I'm sorry. I just thought, okay, so we'll go to the parent sex offender agreement. Dr. Lukens, I'm sure that's you.
Yeah, there's just, we have 2 that have signed the parent sex offender agreement. These are public names, you can see, I mean, John Morrison, Patrick Svensson, we can say them, they're up at Huck County. You can see they have kids in our school. Agreement just states that, coming on campus, they must let us know when they're coming on campus. We must be able to have a reason for coming on campus. It states specifically the reasons why they can come on campus. If they're sitting on city property on the street picking up their kids, they don't need to report for that. But if they're gonna come on campus for any other reason, they need to talk to an administrator or talk to me. This has been in place before I got here. I put it in a different format last year. I typically will have a witness there when the person signs it. And yeah, it's the same thing you approved last year.
Do we need to approve these, or is this just information?
He needs to sign them, so therefore it needs to have board approval for him to sign it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? All in favor of this agreement, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All right, handbook review?
I think this was kind of just to show what it looked like. We are having a meeting this morning at 8:30 in President. And it's probably gonna maybe look different or whatever afterwards. I don't know. I know you passed along some information to all of us, wasn't it?
What's that?
Yeah.
Oh,
about
yeah, it was in the update.
some changes with North Dakota High School activities, so we're gonna go meet over there at 8:30 this morning and just to see, I guess, some thoughts about the for the audience to know or whatever too, is that our AD was informed on Friday that they are lowering the number of the cap. So, with our co-op, we would have to move up.
Class A.
A different division or whatever.
So what's happening, and this is probably, you could probably predict this, right? When they had that vote and they just said, we're gonna go to 3 class, they froze the classes for 2 years. Well, then everybody who was in that upper class or in the lower class made plans to drop their co-ops as soon as they hit that 2-year mark. So then the 2-year mark is coming, and now all of those schools who were together are now smaller because they've split up, or they found other smaller co-ops to go with. So therefore, to have, you know, the size of Class A of what it needs to be, they had to drop the 9 to 12 enrollment to 162.5. Much to the chagrin of Carrington, they are 162.5, and they dropped all their co-ops, and they can't do anything else, they just have to stay in Class A. We are well above 162.5 in our 9 through 12 enrollment, and we are not going to be shrinking between the schools, 2 schools anytime soon. So, you know, we've had discussions, and as long as the board is supportive, we'd like to move forward as a co-op, but you guys can, and we'll have that discussion today with the co-op committee when they're there.
Yeah, and then we'll bring it back to the board, and see what they say.
And just as a point of clarification, if I'm understanding this right, the 3-class system just affects the 2 basketballs and volleyball, it does not affect our other sports.
No, yes, 3 class is, just basketball.
Boys and girls and volleyball.
Yeah,
What are classes above us yet? Double and triple A, or am I going back?
double A, so you have all the Fargo schools and the Minotts.
Do you read what the Devil's Lakes and,
Biggest school in Class A is Devil's Lake. Our region is gonna be basically the old North Star Conference, which is.
Valley City, Rugby?
Valley City's over in the other one, but it's gonna be Rugby, Botno,
Could it be like Thompson?
Belcourt.
Carrington, Belcourt. Mayville's gonna be in there.
4 Winds.
4 Winds, yep, so that's gonna be our conference, it's basically the old North Star Conference. You've taken those bigger towns and you put them into a region. So that's really what we'll probably talk a lot about today at the co-op meeting.
Good luck with that. I just,
Yeah, we just all found out Monday, so.
there's so many sides to think about. Yes, there's the side to think about, that it costs us more money and above the Class A, but we also have to think about the relationship we have with that town, so.
I would say up front though, I don't think it has to cost you more money, the way it's set up. So, you know, the way they say, you only have to play your conference foes once, right? So you go play Mayville once, but every other year that's gonna be at home, right? You go play Thompson, every other year that's gonna be at home. And then your non-conferences can be anybody you want. And you don't get penalized for non-conference locally. So you can play the Madhawks, you can play all of your local teams that you normally play. And it doesn't affect anything. It's just, you just have to make your schedule based on the fact that you're gonna play your local teams. You're still probably gonna, Carrington's in your region, you can play Carrington twice, you play Rugby twice, you play, you probably play Botno twice. You play those local teams probably twice, but you're going to be, and my advice to the athletic director would be that we schedule we don't play those teams that are a long ways away more than once, and then we only go there every other year.
Yeah, I guess we'll all find out.
Okay, well, good luck with that.
The numbers, what did they drop from, what was it before and now it's
It was like 180 or maybe 190. I'd have to check exactly. I feel like it was 188 rings a bell for some reason.
So
And
they
then
dropped it like almost 6.
162.5, which that means just a partial enrollment or homeschool or whatever. So Carrington is the 162.5.
Okay.
And that's 9 through 12.
9 through
9
12,
through
yeah.
12 enrollment.
Yeah, so we'll see their wishes and talk about things, and we'll make sure we bring it back for our meeting on October 8th, I think.
Yeah,
Or
the
9th or-
NDHSAA is meeting October 8th.
I guess I
Right.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
I
why
agree, it is,
I-
I mean, it's, the kids really all get along and that's what it's about, but, anyway, I'm hoping that's, you know, we'll see what they think, but, you know, like I said, it was just all kind of new, we just found out, so.
You're really just going back with the schools you were with in, you know, when you started, like you said, you know, when you started, these are the schools you were with. So,
So are we going over this, or?
We-
Is there things you want us, if you have something that you want us to ask about, yes, please,
Mhm.
let me know.
Yeah, on the first page it says eligibility rules will be the same for both schools, and then it says they're attached, which they're not attached, and I don't know, are they the same?
they're not, which has been a bone of contention.
I thought last time we had it, I asked, Mike about this as to where the, what do you call it? It's like the handbook for the athletics, you know, it's not like they'll, and he couldn't find one either, so I'm hoping that maybe they have one or something or other, because I thought the last time we met, a year ago, I thought we made them match, because they weren't, because we talked a lot about how many weeks we had and they had and whatever, and I thought we made them match, but we never, Kent must have never given us a copy afterwards or whatever, so, and Mike checked too, he couldn't find it, so that is something that, yeah, I definitely wanna talk about today and say, hey, let's make sure they match, and we need to make sure that we've all got a copy of it, so we know what's going on, so that, good question.
I was just told that they didn't match, and that could be brought up.
Yeah, and we'll see if they don't.
Okay, so on the next page, I know we talked about this when we hired Mike, but it says activities directed will be selected by the co-op board. That's not how we did it, that's not, and I thought we talked about this before, and I actually thought it was changed already, so I'm kinda confused by that.
See, that's what I thought too, I thought that was also the last time, you know, whatever too, so I feel like, I know this is the only copy I have too, but I feel like we were, and I just don't know if we ever, that last meeting we had with Ken, I don't know if we ever got
Because
into
they
new
were
agreement.
athletics director too.
Yeah, and so the next sentence kind of says that, but the first one, she's talking about trying to make it confusing.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then there's more language in the next paragraph that, it just needs to be cleaned up to reflect what it's actually supposed to be.
Right.
I was gonna recommend a review of it between the superintendents, just because we worked hard to find that copy, and there was, like, we didn't have a copy at the last meeting we had.
This is 2013.
I thought you made it one.
This is 2000, so the last was
2021.
Oh, from the.
So
And
this,
I know we met in, early in 23, I think even before Dr. Lukens
So when we
came.
changed this payment schedule, I thought you changed.
Right, see, that's just it, that was changed at the same time when they
Yeah.
pay more too, so.
Yeah, so that's on
I
the
don't
next
think we-
page too, the travel expenses to and
Right,
from will be,
yeah.
we changed that.
Mhm. Yeah, so like I said, I just, we didn't get a new one after that, so
I have to check into that.
yes,
I'm
I'll have
gonna
to
look
see.
and see what I have, because I,
Think you
Cause I
have-
know I also called Michelle to see if maybe she could find one over there, and she couldn't either. And she-
they don't have anything over there. Stacy and I have been looking for the updated one for
Yeah.
weeks, and this is.
I know as a board, we passed that new one because we
Yeah.
wanted that money changed.
Right?
Yep,
Mm-hmm,
and we are functioning by that, and they have agreed to that, the 60-40 split on the payment.
I might say that was a strategy in here, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that will be something they bring up, because I know.
I'm hoping that maybe they can at least find the minutes.
Yeah, cause they said, they want it to reflect the High School Activity Association enrollment, which was the intention, that it was 60% our kids, 40% their kids. So I did the math with Stacy, and right now it's like 35 or 3367. So maybe they're gonna bring up a change based on just their enrollment shrinking and our enrollment growing. But that's, I mean, just so you're able to expect that.
Did you have any other questions, Sue?
Well, on the last page, it says fees will be the same at each school and determined by the co-op board. Well, that's not either, and I know there were a lot of complaints about that when we changed our fees, about the fact that we're not the same as federal. The activity fee and the annual passes. Same thing, but-
Yeah.
So that, I mean, the board has to decide what they want to do there, if they want them to be the same, or if they want to change that verbiage.
Again, and I was gonna recommend a review, like, to get the language right, because right now,
We really, yeah.
But
Like I
some
said,
of that is a decision too, if, I don't know, I think that's the way, well, I'm not sure what it was like on the last page there.
right, yeah.
I very
I
much
know,
remember
okay.
the travel thing, and I,
Right, and I know that was approved and that was, I just, for some reason, I'm thinking we never got minutes and we never got a new one after this. And the things from, like I said, afterwards, so, but yeah, I know I called Michelle too, and she said she remembered everything also, but she said she couldn't find anything either over there, so I don't know if we ever got.
I'll look for the hard copies I have at home, cause I have a lot.
Cause I know this was the last one that I had in my drawer too, and I was surprised when I looked at it, cause I was picking it over too yesterday, and I just. So, yeah, but, you know, we won't, I mean, we'll just make recommendations or whatever, and then we'll have to really go through it. It should take a little while today, and then, yeah, we'll have to bring it back, and both boards will have to approve.
So we're not making any motion on this today?
no, I
No,
just
no,
put it
no.
out there so you had it, like, I just wanted it out
So
there.
that you're aware of
you
what's
had it.
happening today.
Yeah, so that we had the language of what,
And to
you
get
know,
any
we're bringing
questions.
forward,
If
and
anybody had anything else.
there was no action proposed, it was just simply that the document was out there.
Okay, anything else on that? I can't add anything else to the agenda, so is there anything else on the co-op handbook?
I don't, we're just gonna have to go
Okay,
through every page.
so I would, look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, probably move second adjourn. Thank you for coming this morning.
Now we can get the kids to daycare. Sorry.
Still not open yet, still not open though, huh?
Yeah, they open at 7:30. It was Spencer too, I handed Spencer's packet yesterday and I said, well, I'm gonna have to drop the kids off at daycare at 7. He goes, well, they don't open at 7 anymore, they open at 7:30. Oh. You ready to go?
Okay, all right, thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Good luck at the meeting today.
Yeah.
Okay, calm, stay calm.
Yeah, I think it should be, it's just that I think it's gonna take a while. I mean, cause we do really have to go through page by page.
I went to school with them guys over there.
Yeah, there you go. You went to school with them.
You did?
Michael Miller.
Yeah? Bowden?
Months
In Bowden?
Yeah.
Cool.
They told me that they wanna stay together, so I don't think it's gonna be tension as far as that goes.
Just need to find all those minutes or something or other.
Yeah, yeah.
Some of that to find out the exact verbiage of the travel split.
If I find that, I can
Yeah, go ahead.
scan it and send it to you.
Yeah, would you? Yeah, cause I'll have my phone.
I'll go look right away when I get home.
I know, I tried going back through like the packets, you know, cause I always, I'm like, you I keep all the hard copies and
Cause this is 21, but when do you think
I think it was,
I think
it
we
was
did
even
it.
before, I
I think when Strand was here, I think they went over.
He started it.
He started that, he's the one that started getting that all even.
Let's go. You said you wanted to go.
I don't know if it didn't take effect for the next year, but I know he's
Yeah,
the one that started the talk.
Yeah.
Because I know it had to be, because last summer, when Louisa gave me the bill,
Yeah, I don't think
that
I-
was the big shocker, so it was already in place by that time.
Yeah.
And the
So
reason
that would
why,
have been the end of 23, so it was sometime in 23, I think it was early.
I don't think I was president, so that's why I'm thinking it was when.
Yeah, or maybe,
Well,
or maybe it was 22 then.
Well, yeah, it was already
Yeah,
done
early,
before I was.
okay, I see.
So as I was thinking early in 23.
Yeah, we already made the
Because I know
agreement
he
by
was
then,
in
you
that.
was
Yeah,
here.
before when Strand did
Yeah,
the green line.
so maybe it was the year before, but I know it was before, but yeah, like I said, cause I know last summer they were like, ouch, you know, when they got their bill, so I know we had already had in place the new mileage and everything, cause we were charging him more and which was good, so, yeah. I think that was the first year, but, so that would have been 22, 23, so it probably would have been